Live from the ATV News Center and every city and town in the Maritimes, Steve Murphy.
Steve Murphy has been by our side during the best of times and the worst of times. We bid a fond farewell to our dear friend and the Maritime's most trusted news anchor tonight.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5 with Maria Panapallis and Jason Baxter.
Who was that fresh-faced kid? I'm not sure who that was. We'll stick around to find out. Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Jason Baxter.
And I'm Maria Panapallis. Thank you for joining us. So first comes Black Friday, then Cyber Monday, and today Giving Tuesday, where the focus is on philanthropy.
More on the movement at a time when charities need all the help they can get in just a moment.
Also tonight, rocking around the Happy Tree.
I just want to keep it going because it's just so merry.
In an effort to beat the COVID blues, a New Brunswick couple keeps their spirits and tree up all year, from Christmas to Canada Day. We take a closer look at their festive fur a little later.
Starts off, boys. You looking for a Tilly, buddy? Let's have a Donnybrook.
Pump the brakes.
And play on. Letterkenny star Dylan Fairplay talks about the upcoming season and a charming new role. That's later in Keeping Up.
But first at 5 tonight, charity check-in. It's been a difficult year and a half plus as the pandemic wears on, with many facing financial and mental hardship.
It's also been tough, a tough go for the helpers, the charities and organizations offering aid to those in need. So on a day dedicated to giving back, as CTV's Paul Hollingsworth shows us, even a small donation makes a big difference. Paul?
Jason and Maria, if you are looking to capture the spirit of Giving Tuesday, look no further than Feed Nova Scotia. On this Giving Tuesday, Benny Locke dropped off a donation to Feed Nova Scotia on behalf of his co-workers.
And we collected non-perishable donations and cash, and we've just delivered it today to the food bank.
Inside this facility, the warehouse is crammed, chock full of food.
90,000 kilograms of food around me right now, but it only represents about 3 weeks worth of inventory.
Which means everything here will soon be packed into trucks and shipped across Nova Scotia.
And that goes to 140 agencies across the province.
Nick Jennery says donations were flowing into this building all morning.
Giving Tuesday is really like Santa's village upstairs. We've got people on the phones, and the donations started happening earlier this morning, so that was really terrific.
Major corporations are also stepping up.
We're so fortunate to have a sponsor like Sobeys, who has offered to match the first $25,000 matching dollars for people who donate on today.
There are other examples of the corporate community helping out nonprofit organizations. In this case, partnering with the Message of Kindness campaign heading into the Christmas season.
So people can go to our website, make a donation, and leave a message of kindness for Nova Scotians. It gets written on an ornament and put down here on the holiday trees at the lot at Salter Street.
Both Killam Properties and Southwest Properties are supporting the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia.
When you make a donation as an individual, it gets matched both by Southwest and by Killam.
Giving Tuesday comes days after the Festival of Trees in downtown Halifax. After many events were cancelled last year because of COVID-19, fundraising mechanisms for charitable organizations are slowly returning to normal.
The last year or two, people have really paid more attention to their own mental health, so I think it's really top of mind for most people, and especially as we lead into the holiday season, there's really that opportunity to give back to the community and really take care of each other.
That vibe is also being felt here at Feed Nova Scotia.
The community has been so incredibly generous.
Not just on Giving Tuesday, but all year long in the months leading into the holiday season. To further capture the spirit of Giving Tuesday, the folks here at Feed Nova Scotia told me this morning a man came in, he was in his 80s, and he had been collecting pop cans for the past year. He cashed those pop cans in and presented Feed Nova Scotia with a check of $1,000 on Giving Tuesday. So lots of examples of generosity and some special cases like that one heading into the holiday season. Jason and Maria.
Thank you, Paul. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth for us in Halifax tonight. I think it's clear if you can give, please do.
Absolutely. You know, whatever you can give. We're going to give Steve Murphy a proper send-off tonight, but he still has a job to do. So let's stick to that part for now. Here's Steve Murphy with a look at what's coming up at 6.
All right, thank you, Jay and Maria. Good afternoon. Coming up on CTV News, the health officials in all 3 provinces are on the lookout for the Omicron variant. They've been tracking down people who've recently visited southern African countries and have returned to the Maritimes. They are being tested. They are in isolation. There are no confirmed cases in the Maritimes yet. We'll have more on this tonight on CTV News. Also at 6 tonight, another death and more hospitalizations in New Brunswick. But the health minister isn't saying if restrictions are on the way, only that they are coming up with a plan for the next couple of weeks. Nova Scotia is reporting 61 new cases today. All of those details are ahead on CTV News at 6. Long-term care workers, residents and their loved ones held rallies today all across Nova Scotia, trying to draw attention to staff shortages and how that is affecting care. And they caught the attention of the minister, who is promising changes. Details on CTV News at 6. And right now it's over to the Weather Center with meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell, and there sure is a winter chill in the air today.
Well, I tried to get you 20 degrees and sunny for your last shift, but you picked a hard time of the year to hang it up for me to pull that off.
Sorry,
right.
Kaylin.
Certainly right. Cold wind blowing across the region for today, as was expected. It was mostly out of the west. It was on the blustery side. You can see the effect that's had on the temperatures. We're heading in towards the early evening. They're ranging in the range of around -5 to -2 for areas of New Brunswick, around -1 for Prince Edward Island. And for most areas in Nova Scotia, between -2 and 0, though a few holdouts in Cape Breton, Shetty Camp sitting at 2 degrees, and Sydney sitting at 2. Here's a look at those winds. So they're still out of the west at the moment, still being sustained in many cases between 15 and 30 kilometers per hour, even higher than that for some coastal locations and some higher terrain. So North Cape up west in Prince Edward Island, 56 kilometers per hour. Same thing goes for Grand Etang, and both of those stations reporting some wind gusts pretty close to the 70 kilometer per hour marker. Those winds will remain gusty through the first part of tonight, should diminish a little bit near and after midnight. As we take a look at things on satellite and radar, there's going to be some cloudy periods around for tonight. There's going to be some areas of flurries and actually some snow squalls that are active up in the Cape Breton Highlands and Inverness County. Well, northern Inverness County and Cape Breton has actually been put underneath a snowfall warning. They're expecting, again, this is up in the Highlands, so that higher terrain, some totals between 15 and 25 centimeters as those carry on through at least the first part of tonight. We'll be talking more details about the forecast, so it's coming up a little bit later on this week, and that's a little bit later on, Steve.
All right, thank you, Kaylin. First forecast with Kaylin Mitchell right here on CTV News at 5 with his update national conditions, the 7-day forecast on CTV News at 6. Another step today in the gradual return to normal at the Canada-U.S. border. There's no longer a requirement for Canadians to show a negative PCR test when coming back in, as long as the trip is no longer than 72 hours. So that's produced an increase in traffic at the land border today. We'll get that story from Calais, Maine, tonight on CTV News at 6. Also coming up on our broadcast, a person who has been a frequent guest over the last 35 years in many different roles. And we will be speaking with that person tonight on CTV News. Jay and Maria, back to you.
Ooh, I'm on the edge of my seat. Thank you, Steve. A little surprise for us on his last night.
Well, a few.
Well, Canadian adults aren't making the grade when it comes to physical fitness. Yeah, Participaction's second report card for adults gives Canadians an F when it comes to physical fitness during the pandemic. 88% of those surveyed say they were relatively inactive more than 8 hours a day in addition to sleep time.
The report also gives adults a C for both total daily steps and moderate to vigorous physical activity. Researchers say being sedentary for extended periods of time can lead to poorer mental health, increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, and pulmonary disease. So, folks, if you can, in whatever way you can, get up, get moving.
Get moving.
It's always possible until it's too late.
Absolutely, and then you'll regret it. Going to take a break. Still ahead, more well wishes for Steve ahead of his final sign-off. Plus, find out how you can get your hands on his tie while helping Christmas daddies.
And coming up next, stars in the making.
It helps families with their Christmas wish lists and food during the winter.
Michelle Swan turns to crafting to deal with the sadness of losing her brother. See how her hobby turned into a holiday fundraiser in his memory next.
Hello, Katie Kelly.
Hi, Santa.
Don't forget to tune into the Christmas Daddies Telethon, Saturday, December 4th, 11 to 6 on CTV.
I'll be watching with bells on.
Rollover data, only at Eastlink. Don't lose your unused data. Cozy up and share, post, or stream all season long. Any unused data rolls over. It's simple stuff. Eastlink. Hello, simple.
Baking in style with Dairy Isle.
Discover more at dairysle.ca.
The next Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $32 million. So, let's act out some dreams.
I'm opening the door to our dream home.
Go bigger.
And I'm landing the chopper on our helipad.
The next Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $32 million.
When I was blindsided by a reckless driver, it wasn't just me who felt the pain. My entire family suffered. And when I turned to the insurance company for help, they denied our claim.
If you've been injured, call Presler Law.
At BrokerLink, our insurance experts build insurance plans that fit your needs by taking the time to get to know you. For home, car, business, and more, we're committed to finding the right solutions at competitive rates. Get insurance that fits. For a free, no-obligation quote, call or visit us online.
This spring, Nova Scotia is changing how information from adoption records is shared. The Adoption Records Act allows greater access to information for adopted persons, birth parents, and other relatives. However, you can choose whether or not your identifying information can be shared. Want your identity kept private? File a disclosure veto. Want to indicate how or if you wish to be contacted? Submit a contact notice and do just that. Your information, your choice.
I'm in love with you.
How would you like to give the gift of charm? You could win a $2,500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers. Pop the question with a stunning ring, dazzle them with diamond studs, or present the perfect pendant to wear close to their heart. Discover how a little charm goes a long way. Watch CTV between 5 and 6 to find out more. The Gift of Charm contest, presented by Charm Diamond Centers.
This segment brought to you by
Chris Brothers, Atlantic Canada's Deli.
Happy birthday to you. It's another mighty accomplishment for California swimming champ known as Mighty Mo. On her 100th birthday, Maureen Kornfeld was greeted with a cake and piñata at the pool where she still swims almost every weekday. Mighty Mo has 14 world championships and has set 28 world records. Kornfeld, who only started swimming seriously at age 65, was inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame in 2019. Just proves the point we made just before the break. It's never too late, is it?
No.
Until it's too late. So get out there and get moving.
Absolutely. And consistency is key. The fact that she's just kept on doing it. If you don't stop, you don't stop. All right. And speaking of special occasions, now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones this evening. And here we go. First up, Irene and Doug McRae of Nuppy Mountain, Nova Scotia, marking 65 years of marriage. Congrats.
Rita Melanson of Haute Aubujog in New Brunswick celebrating her 100th birthday tonight. Happy birthday, Rita.
Here's another one. It's a 101st birthday for Audrey Silver of Blockhouse, Nova Scotia. Happy birthday to you, Audrey.
Oh, happy birthday, Audrey. And to one of our favorites, Edgel Daphne of Truro. Many loved ones wishing him a 102nd birthday tonight. And even though we don't see the medals, I know he has them home somewhere. Thank you for your service, Mr. Daphne.
And the musical instruments, still jamming with his boys.
You get that right.
We're wishing Beatrice Evelyn Fancy of Lunenburg a very happy 104th birthday, Jason. And check out this one. This is someone you would be friends with.
Yeah, I bet you she's still a horse person. Congratulations to everyone out there celebrating tonight. To see a milestone again or to find out how to send us one, go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca.
So Michelle Swan makes Wool Stars to take her mind off of the grief of losing her brother earlier this year.
But as CTV's Allison Sampson explains, the pastime turned into a holiday fundraiser for a worthy cause.
These recycled wool stars started as a way for Michelle Swan to manage her grief.
My brother passed away in March. He had a long, hard battle with cancer. It was really overwhelming, and I just needed something to channel my grief because I knew it could overtake me if I didn't find something to do.
Michelle makes the stars from leftover pieces of wool from Briggs & Little wool mill where she works.
There's some waste product in the process of yarn making. I've been kind of dabbling here and there with other things. And so I just decided to make something easy, really kind of tedious work, something, you know, to lose my mind, my thoughts in.
So for the last 6 months, she's been saving scraps and shaping stars.
So when we're doing colors, I just started saving the colors that I liked, for the colors that made me feel just a little bit of joy, and I thought they'd make a nice star.
And Briggs & Little were happy to see her cut down on wastage.
I think it's a wonderful project. The pieces that she's using typically would not be used for anything else. So she's recycling something that, you know, it's making a beautiful Christmas project for her.
Proceeds from Swan Stars will go to a local Harvey charity, Christmas Mummies.
The money stays in the community. It helps families with their Christmas wish lists and food during the winter. I think they do high school bursaries and just any community member that needs help and asks for support, and they try to help them out.
And for her good deeds, we think Michelle Swan deserves a gold star. Allison Sampson, CTV News, Harvey, New Brunswick.
You do indeed, Michelle. Keep up the great work. When we return, the tributes continue.
He was so serious about it, and you can just see how it really bothered him. But I haven't forgotten that, and it was just so nice of him to,
Former Nova Scotia Lieutenant Governor Marianne Francis shares a candid memory about Steve Murphy that made a lasting impression. Memories of Murph coming up next.
Go together with the refreshed TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. Share a bonus buddy pass and fly your +1. TD, ready to help you move forward.
Justin, you know you've always loved Tim's.
Obsessed.
Which is why we're so excited to partner with you to create brand new Timbit flavors.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thinking cap. Put on the thinking cap. Apricot latte.
Yes.
No, that's weird.
Sorry.
Think, Justin. Think. Chocolate white fudge.
There it is. Now all we need is a name.
I got it. Tim Biebs.
It's perfect.
Introducing my new Tim Biebs. Birthday cake waffle, sour cream chocolate chip, and chocolate white fudge. Only at Tim's.
Sometimes sparkling can be smooth. Just like simple can be sophisticated. That's our kind of balance. Montelier, naturally balanced.
You could win a $10,000 shopping spree. Post a photo with #MeAndTheTree, and you could be the lucky winner. Watch CTV weekdays between 5 and 6 to find out more. It's the Woody the Talking Christmas Tree Contest, presented by Micmac Mall.
The high-quality products that we make here on PEI start with the high-quality milk produced right here on our own dairy farm.
Like you, we know it's important to know where your food comes from.
That includes a place of honesty and trust. A place like Dairy Isle.
Give me some of that.
Now, during the Let's Go Nissan sales event, drive home in the new Nissan Rogue.
It's the Christmas Daddies 50-50 draw. Help support local families in need, and you might take home half the jackpot. Ticket sales end December 5th at midnight, and only available online at christmasdaddies.org.
All of the one-of-a-kind furniture and decor you know and love is still here, but now it's time to start spreading Christmas cheer. Looking for a special gift for the hard-to-buy-for person on your list? You'll find it here. Discover truly unique handcrafted gifts from local artists and around the globe. Choose from their huge selection of old world Christmas ornaments. You may even catch a glimpse of Santa's helpers in store. Make this Christmas one of a kind at the Village Shops in Dartmouth Crossing.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by Cheekbone Beauty.
Steve, you're the best of the best. And I say that as a former member of the board of CBC. And I say it with all enthusiasm and with kind wishes for a good and warm retirement.
I was president of Nova Scotia Power, and he didn't give me too much trouble, but some of them did. So I'm going to say thank you, Steve.
Hi, I'm Cindy Parsons from Halifax, and this is...
I'm Toby Chuck. I'm from Halifax, too.
And we just wanted to wish Steve Murphy all the best on a well-deserved retirement. You've been a great voice for news in Atlantic, Canada. Thank you.
My name is Gail Hodder. I do live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, but I have been away for 23 years and came back about a year ago. And Steve Murphy, congratulations. I just want to say you have been a mainstay in my life every time I'm back in the Maritimes and in Nova Scotia at my parents' house. We're watching you, and I'm so sad to see you leave, but congratulations.
He really feels like a part of the family.
For sure. I mean, we grew up watching him as well.
Yeah. I think I'm more sad about that, just missing him from like TV in general. I don't know a TV world without Steve in it, so feeling a little nostalgic today, but very happy for him indeed.
As we approach the end of Steve Murphy's time in the anchor chair, many people have reached out to share their thoughts on his remarkable career.
That includes former Nova Scotia Lieutenant Governor Mayanne Francis, who remembers Steve as a gentleman from her time in office.
He's always impressed me. And there's one thing that he said to me that I have not forgotten. And it was at an event, and I think it was a breakfast, and it was many, many years ago. And when it was over, and I was going out the door, he came, well, he was the MC. He came running after me, and he said, "I want to apologize for not acknowledging you." And I just sort of looked at him, and I said, "Oh, that's okay." He said, "No, I should have acknowledged you, and I didn't. I didn't know you were here." And I said, "Well, thank you, that's okay." And he was so serious about it, and you can just see how it really bothered him. But I haven't forgotten that, and it was just so nice of him to, I mean, he literally came running after me, and I was just deeply moved by that, so I've never forgotten that. I am hoping, and my recommendation to him is that, first of all, rest for a bit, and then write a story about his life.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, honestly, we don't know, big scheme of things, what plans are next, but I'd be shocked if there's not another book in there for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's already written 2 bestsellers, I believe, already. It was nice to hear from the former Lieutenant Governor. Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. We'll have many more stories and well wishes when you join us for a very special broadcast honoring Steve's extraordinary career.
Live and local, a tribute to Steve Murphy airs tonight at 7 here on CTV, immediately following Steve's very last newscast.
Well, there's still some snow on the ground in southern New Brunswick, where it's starting to feel a little bit like winter. Of course, we know it's coming. It was also a cool day in St. John weather-wise, but the sun was out, as you can see from this shot taken at the Reversing Falls. Kaylin's back with your forecast next.
New Tim's espresso beverages are made with 100% ethically sourced premium Arabica beans, customized and handcrafted just for you. Try the new cinnamon caramel oat latte at your local Tim's.
Rollover data, only at Eastlink. Don't lose your unused data. Cozy up and share, post, or stream all season long. Any unused data rolls over. It's simple stuff. Eastlink. Hello, simple.
You never expect that your newborn baby might need life-saving care. If it wasn't for a ventilator at the IWK's neonatal intensive care unit helping my son breathe, he wouldn't be here today.
A ventilator saved Bruin's life. The IWK urgently needs to purchase new specialized ventilators to support critically ill babies. Please make a donation now to help patients like Bruin.
All All of the one-of-a-kind furniture and decor you know and love is still here, but now it's time to start spreading Christmas cheer. Looking for a special gift for the hard-to-buy-for person on your list? You'll find it here. Discover truly unique handcrafted gifts from local artists and around the globe. Choose from their huge selection of old-world Christmas ornaments. You may even catch a glimpse of Santa's helpers in store. Make this Christmas one of a kind at the Village Shops in Dartmouth Crossing.
Excellence has always been important to me. By joining McGillivray Law, I'm working with a team that is committed to being the best at what they do. Until now, I worked as a lawyer for big insurance. I often fought against McGillivray Law. They were a tough and able opponent. They care about their work, they care about their clients, and they persevere. I wanted to be a part of that. If you need a dedicated firm to represent you in an injury or insurance case, without question, it's McGillivray Law.
When the insurance company cut us off, the stress on my family was unbelievable. Mortgage, groceries, car payment, you starting to juggle your bills. When I got McGillivray Law involved, I actually felt like I had someone in my corner for once. It wasn't just me trying to fight this big insurance company by myself. Our lawyer, Angeli, is amazing. It's like she's part of the family now. She took us under her wing and she walked us through every step and she helped us win our case and got us back on our feet. I can't put it into words how much I respect McGillivray Law. Best phone call I've ever made.
This segment brought to you by
Chris Brothers, Atlantic Canada's Deli.
You never think of roses as being tough, but here's a salute to this tough son of a gun here at the Public Gardens who seems to be hanging on the last day of November despite the cold temperatures in Halifax today, Kaylin.
Yeah.
That's to be admired.
That's right. Last one standing, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. And for that, we're going to go to Dominion Beach in Cape Breton, where if you're going to go for a walk on the beach today, you'd want to be bundled up quite warm. Well, that's true for no matter where you wanted to go walking in the Maritimes today, because it was a cold and gusty west wind blowing. We took a look at those wind gusts earlier. They're still going around parts of the Maritimes, gusts between 30 and 60 kilometers per hour, even up to around 70 for a few exposed areas of the coast and some of the higher terrain. That was a few coastal areas of Prince Edward Island and up into the Cape Breton Highlands. As we take a look at things on radar for the first part of this evening, there's evidence here that we might be seeing a few areas of some flurries and returns showing up around western areas of New Brunswick, Perth, Andover, and maybe stretching down towards the Fredericton area. And up in Cape Breton, where up in the Cape Breton Highlands, this may actually be in the form of some snow squalls, and a snowfall warning has been issued. We'll see that in just one moment. On our weather systems map, we are now in behind that low pressure system that brought us that mix of snow and rain yesterday. That low pressure system actually picked up a fair bit of strength and moved up the western coastline of Newfoundland, now towards the north coast of Newfoundland, and behind it we're in those cold west winds off the continent. On our timeline, looking at cloud cover and precipitation as we continue through this evening and tonight, there may still be some areas of flurries that blow in off of the Bay of Fundy, Minas Basin, Northumberland Strait, and Gulf of St. Lawrence. In addition to that, there's expected to be a quick round of a mixture of some light snow and potentially some rain showers that comes into the southwest of Nova Scotia as we move towards and past midnight. And then in the early morning hours of Wednesday, some of that wet snow could climb up the south shore of Nova Scotia and even towards the Halifax area. And behind that, for the remainder of Wednesday, we're kind of looking at a mix of sun and cloud across the Maritimes. There's going to be some light snow that develops in the northwest of New Brunswick with a chance of flurries a little bit later in the day, moving off towards the northeast of that province. There will also remain a chance of a couple spotty flurries or showers for many areas of Nova Scotia. And some flurries are expected for Prince Edward Island as we move into Wednesday evening. Now, with most of these flurries, that light snow in the forecast, not a tremendous amount of accumulation is expected, though there may be a few exceptions to that. One of those exceptions, as we move through tonight, that mixture coming into the southwest of Nova Scotia, it is possible that around the southwest, to start the day for tomorrow, there's a coating up to around a few centimeters of snow down. And then moving through the morning hours, some of those accumulations may actually climb up the south shore and towards the Halifax area. Again, most likely around 1 to 2 centimeters at most. Then temperatures warm up into Wednesday afternoon, and a lot of that will be melting. In the northwest of New Brunswick, in the meantime, the light snow developing for tomorrow. There could be some local snowfall amounts in the range of 1 to 5 centimeters, and there's 5 to 10 up in North Mountain. That's for the Cape Breton Highlands. I just wanted to put that on there to point it out because that's where we find that snowfall warning. So that's up into the higher terrain. Totals around 15 to 25 centimeters as we move in towards tomorrow morning. Taking a look at the forecast for tonight through northern areas of New Brunswick, it's going to be a low chance of a flurry, and low temperatures between -13 and -9 for most, -7 there for Miramichi. In the forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be high temperatures between -1 and +1, and again, light snow in the northwest may amount to a couple of centimeters. Down through central and southern areas of New Brunswick for tonight, most low temperatures will be pretty close to around -7, low chance of a flurry, and then highs in the forecast for tomorrow between around -3 and +3, with a chance of a few flurries down around the Bay of Fundy coastline, including for St. John. For Prince Edward Island, the forecast for the first part of tonight, a low chance of a flurry, low temperatures around -4, -3. Then in the forecast for tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud during the day, but some flurries coming in for tomorrow evening. High temperatures around +1, +2. For Cape Breton, a lot of low temperatures tonight. Will be a few degrees below the freezing mark, and again, a chance of flurries, snow squalls up in the Cape Breton Highlands. Highs for tomorrow will be around 2-3 degrees, lower chance of a shower or flurry throughout the day. Eastern areas of Nova Scotia with low temperatures around -4, -5 for tonight, and then in the forecast for tomorrow, high temperatures around 2-3 degrees, chance of a flurry or shower. In the southwest of Nova Scotia, low temperatures tonight -3 to -1. Watch for a couple centimeters of snow in the southwest, parts of Yarmouth, Shelburne counties. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow will be climbing up to around 5-6 degrees. Jason and Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So tonight's Need to Know might make you feel inadequate about your own athleticism.
A baby in northern China, a baby, hasn't mastered walking yet, but she's already quite a snowboarder. Videos of the 11-month-old shredding down the slopes have gone viral, with her little face peeking out under her snow gear. Her parents say they were surprised at how quickly their little girl could stand on the snowboard on her own, and rightfully so.
Not only is she incredibly talented, she is the cutest little thing I've ever seen on a snowboard before.
Yeah. My parents said I was about 14 months before I could walk. And, she's on a snowboard. Good for you, kid. Good for you.
Still to come tonight, a chance to win a $2,500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers.
Plus more warm Steve Murphy memories in these stories.
I'm Eilish Bonang in Riverview. We're coming up later on CTV News at 5. I'll introduce you to a woman who has found a way to keep the magic of Christmas alive all year round. We're rocking around the Christmas tree, turned Canada Day tree, turned St. Patrick's Day tree, and so much more coming up on CTV News at 5.
Hey everyone, my name is Dylan Playfair. Stay tuned for some information on the new season of Letterkenny, dropping Christmas Day, the live tour of Letterkenny coming up in the new year, and some Charm Diamond Center news. It's going to be awesome.
I want to be happy here. I want to make a life, a home.
All my life, it's like I'm always just about to fall off the edge of the world's tallest building. Stop falling the second I saw you.
West Side Story. Only in theaters.
Justin, you know you've always loved Tim's.
Obsessed.
Which is why we're so excited to partner with you to create brand new Timbit flavors.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thinking cap. Put on the thinking cap. Apricot latte.
Yes.
No, that's weird.
Sorry.
Think, just think. Chocolate white fudge.
There it is. Now all we need is a name.
I got it. Tim Biebs.
It's perfect.
Introducing my new Tim Biebs. Birthday cake waffle, sour cream chocolate chip, and chocolate white fudge. Only at Tim's.
Lotto Max has draws on Tuesdays and Fridays. So, let's act out some dreams.
I'm opening the door to our dream home.
Go bigger. And I'm landing the chopper on our helipad. Why dream to the min when you can dream to the max?
These are times of financial hardship for many people. Talking with someone knowledgeable about your financial options can be helpful. You may feel you're facing this stress all on your own. During this time, Alan Marshall and Associates continues to work responsibly and safely. We are available to talk by phone or online. Our team of experienced professionals can help you form a plan that works for you. Why not call for a free consultation or visit us online at wecanhelp.ca.
Eastlink Smart Home and Security, now free for 3 months. From smart locks, thermostats, cameras, and more. Always know what's going on at home, wherever you are, all from your phone. Smart Home and Security. It's simple stuff. Eastlink. Hello, simple.
At BrokerLink, our insurance experts build insurance plans that fit your needs by taking the time to get to know you. For home, car, business, and more, we're committed to finding the right solutions at competitive rates. Get insurance that fits. For a free, no-obligation quote, call or visit us online.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, Sunday at 8, 9 Mountain, only on CTV.
Welcome back. Well, we've been sharing well wishes for Steve Murphy leading up to his final newscast, and his contributions to local causes like Christmas Daddies and Bobby's Hospice were recognized in the New Brunswick legislature today.
These are just 2 examples of the many charitable organizations and events Steve Murphy has supported, and he says retirement won't change that. Of course, he plans to continue to help others, Mr. Speaker, because Steve Murphy is a wonderful human being. He's made his mark not just here in New Brunswick, but throughout the Maritimes, and I know his presence on CTV News will be missed. J'invite mes collègues à se joindre à moi pour féliciter Steve Murphy à l'occasion de sa retraite. I hope you'll find lots of time to relax and enjoy the natural beauty of Cassidy Lake in Kings County. As the late Elsie Wayne would say, Stevie, I wish you the very best. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
And the man of the hour joins us now. Steve, it's not lost on me that this is one of the last times I get to throw to you. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling very good and very grateful for all of the wonderful comments. I'd like to thank Premier Higgs and the members of the New Brunswick Legislature. I'd also like to thank the late, great Elsie Wayne, who, of course, turned me into Stevie, which I've been trying to live that down ever since. But God rest her soul. She was a terrific woman.
Absolutely. All right, Stevie, it's time to... It's time to do your job. Give us the headlines.
Yes, and to the serious matters of the day, Maria, health officials in all 3 provinces are on the lookout for the Omicron variant. They have been tracking down people who have recently visited countries in southern Africa and come back into the Maritimes. To this point, they've all been tested. They are in isolation. No cases of Omicron yet in the Maritimes. There are new cases in the other parts of the country. We'll have more on all of this on CTV News at 6. Also tonight, another death and more hospitalizations today in New Brunswick, but the health minister is not saying whether new restrictions are coming. She is saying that they are coming up with a plan for the next couple of weeks. 61 new cases in Nova Scotia today. That's an upswing based on an outbreak in northern Nova Scotia. We'll have all of the details on CTV News tonight. And another step in the gradual return to normal at the Canada-U.S. border. There's no longer the need for Canadians to show a negative PCR test when re-entering this country, so long as the trip is less than 72 hours, and that has produced an increase in traffic at the Calais land border today. More on that story with the rest of the day's news here at 6 o'clock. And our feature interview tonight sees the return of a guest who has been here often over 35 years and in many different roles. That's here at 6 o'clock. And here's Kaylin.
Thank you, Steve. And let's take a look at that 5-day forecast, starting first with New Brunswick. Now, for tomorrow, I've got isolated flurries listed. It's a chance of flurries for a few areas, Graham, Manan, St. John, and around the Bay of Fundy coastline. But light snow up in the northwest of the province, really from Edmundston moving towards Campbellton, Dalhousie, could pick up a couple of centimeters. Now, for Thursday, it's increasing cloudiness, and a mixture of snow and rain will be moving in Thursday night. That mix of snow and rain will be clearing out on Friday. It is possible that we could see some further snowfall accumulation out of that weather system, but at the current time, that looks most likely in the northwestern corner of New Brunswick. Still some snowfall totals there, could be 5 to 10 centimeters. There's colder temperatures and colder air that moves in behind it, so Saturday and Sunday a mix of sun and cloud, but you can see the effect on the temperatures there. Daytime highs at least a couple degrees below zero. In the forecast for Nova Scotia for tomorrow, got a mixture of showers and flurries. Now, this mix of some sort of wet and white weather actually begins in the southwest of the province overnight, and it may lead to some accumulations around parts of Yarmouth and Shelburne counties by tomorrow morning, maybe up to around a couple centimeters, and that can move up the south shore throughout the day. The next round of weather comes in Thursday night into Friday in the form of some rain, and then that clears out and temperatures drop off in behind it for that weekend forecast. Chance of flurries on Saturday. And for Prince Edward Island, the forecast for tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud during the day, but around a flurries expected Wednesday evening. And then on Thursday, increasing cloudiness through the day. Temperatures come up, but that's because of that next system moving in, which is expected to be bringing in some rain Thursday night into Friday. That rain clearing out, temperatures fall pretty quickly in behind it, so we might have to watch out for some icy conditions heading into the start of the weekend. Chance of flurries right now on Saturday and Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud. Jason and Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. Well, as Christmas approaches, Maritimers are getting their homes ready for the holidays, putting up lights and decorating trees.
But as CTV's Eilish Bonang tells us, for one New Brunswick woman, getting ready for the Christmas season means something entirely different.
Ruthie Allison has always loved the magic of Christmas and the lights and decorations that go with it. So when she was feeling a little blue after the holidays last year thanks to the pandemic, she decided to hold on to that magic a little longer by leaving up her Christmas tree.
Well, what inspired me to leave it up last January, the town of Riverview said that they were going to leave all their Christmas lights on along the river because of COVID and the pandemic to keep people happy. And I thought, wow. And if they can do it, so can I. I can leave my tree up because I hate taking it down anyway.
So she did just that, but with a twist. Allison decided to decorate the tree for each new holiday and change of season.
The Valentine's Day, we went to St. Patrick's Day. Of course, Easter came along. I had a good time with that. And then I went to my spring flower tree, and that went to Canada Day tree.
Her husband Ron prefers to leave the decorating to his wife, but says he loves the new tradition.
It brings us a lot of joy. It brings her a lot of joy to put it together. Her smiling face, tinkering around with it. Well, I'm sitting here watching live at 5. She's playing with the tree.
And my friends get so excited when they come over. Oh, what have you got now for this theme? So I've just had so much fun doing it.
Debbie Wilson is one of those friends. She's even helped contribute to one of the trees with decorations from a past party.
Down in Florida, all of our dances and so on where we stay, they're all themed, and we all spend the summer here gathering props and so on to bring to Florida for the themed dances, and it's just who can outdo the next person. We are reliving our childhood, and we are having fun.
As for whether or not the tree will eventually come down,
I just want to keep it going because it's just so merry. Even on a dark, dreary day, it's dark outside, even in the daytime when it's raining. This works in the corner. It's just beautiful if we just leave it on at all times.
Keeping rooms and spirits merry and bright. Eilish Bonang, CTV News, Riverview, New Brunswick.
Ruthie, thank you very much for decorating our show, making it a little brighter tonight. And Ron, don't go anywhere. You just stay right where you are.
Yes.
Watch the show. We got lots more to come.
Still ahead, this gem.
I feel so much better. You're the best man.
I'm the best man?
No, I meant...
I know what you meant.
Canadian actor Dylan Playfair is best known for his work on Letterkenny, but he recently spent time in the Maritimes working his charm on a local commercial. Katie has all the details next.
Are you compassionate and energetic? Diverse Abilities NS supports people as they embrace life and work to achieve their goals.
We offer the skills needed to live in the community.
The disability support sector is transforming.
If you're looking for a fulfilling career, we can provide you with training.
Visit diverseabilitiesns.ca to learn about career opportunities in this vibrant community.
Every day here brings me joy.
Enjoy the authentic flavors of India with Shivani's spice blends and ready-to-use sauces crafted here in Nova Scotia. From Shivani's family to yours. Shivani's Kitchen. Available in all grocery stores.
At Able Fuels, family means everything. Always has, always will. From a man with a dream over 25 years ago to the dedicated team that runs our company today, we're still a local, family-run business. Able Fuels has a reputation for always looking after our customers, and they appreciate and trust that personal connection. Order your delivery today at ablefuels.ca. And this winter, let our family take care of yours.
Being part of a community makes life more enjoyable and interesting.
I can't get over how well we seem to fit in. People here, there's such a variety.
Our residents have a forward-thinking strategy for aging well, and that's why they choose the Berkeley.
I like the food, I love the programs. I think we've made a very good choice of the Berkeley.
It's amazing.
For more information, visit theberkeley.com. The Berkeley.
We love where we live.
At
After slipping on an icy walkway, I thought the insurance company would compensate me. But the only thing they covered was their bottom line. It was really my family that ended up getting hurt the most. So I called Presler Law.
When you're injured by the negligence of others and no one takes responsibility, it's frustrating. That's where we come in. We'll stand by your side and fight to get you the compensation you and your family deserve.
If you've been hurt, call Presler Law at 1-800-JUSTICE.
I'm on a mission to keep the business going in the middle of the pandemic.
Could you lose everything? Oh, yeah.
All new WSCatch Bloodline, Thursdays at 10 Eastern on Discovery.
This segment brought to you by
Chris Brothers, Atlantic Canada's Deli.
He's been with us through the best and worst news for decades. As Steve Murphy leaves the anchor desk, we honor a remarkable career and legacy. Live and local, a tribute to Steve Murphy, November 30th at 7 p.m.
Don't miss that tonight. Time for Keeping Up with Katie Kelly. Now, you might recognize our next guest for his roles on The Descendants, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers, and Letterkenny, just to name a few.
Dylan Playfair is currently awaiting the release of Season 10 of Letterkenny, the show's upcoming live tour, and he also just starred in a brand new commercial filmed right here in the Maritimes.
Starts off, boys. You looking for a Tilly, buddy? Let's have a Donnybrook. Pump the brakes.
Let's talk Letterkenny first then. So new season coming, which is super exciting. So what can you tell us about this next season?
It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really funny. Classic Katie's looking for love, and we're trying to keep our noses clean. Riley and Jonesy are trying to stay out of trouble, not very well.
Those beta blockers really helped you up your explosive potential, bro. Muscular endurance, muscular strength, bro.
Dylan, you don't even work here, remember?
Look at that, it's time for my break.
So you're starring in a new Charm Diamond Center commercial, and it's so good.
That's awesome.
How do I know the difference between style and shape?
Okay, so first of all, like, do you actually know anything about jewelry?
So this is so funny. I got engaged to my fiance Jen. Geez, it's been 3.5 years now. We've had a long engagement because of COVID. I delved deep into the world of diamonds when I was looking for this ring, and my mom came out and helped me, and I went shopping with her, and we ended up picking out the ring together, and it was a whole deal, but it was a really cool experience. And so we shared that, and then I guess they were doing this Charm Diamond Center commercial, and they kind of connected the dots and reached out and asked if I'd be interested, and I said absolutely, of course, that sounds really cool. So They sent the script over, and it was hilarious and really fun. Jen was with me. We flew out to Nova Scotia, and my brother used to play for Dalhousie, so I had gone there to party a couple of times and watch him play, so I knew some of the bars and stuff to check out. And yeah, we had a really, really great time.
You ever heard of the 4 C's?
Boy band?
Cut, clarity, color, and carat.
Cool.
Yeah, carat's the size of the diamond, but those other 3 C's, that's what's really gonna make your ring pop.
Did you learn anything when filming it? Like, are you kind of like a diamond expert now?
I feel pretty good about it. Yeah. Like, I feel like I can fill people in on color, cut, clarity, and carat, you know?
You mentioned your time in Nova Scotia. I heard you went sailing, so you did have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, we had a bit of fun out there, actually. Now, the joke is, like, we're looking for property out there now. Such a cool city. I mean, the music alone is a reason to spend time there. So if we don't end up living there, we'll certainly end up visiting there a lot more often. I mean, I'm even repping the Bedford chicken burger.
Yeah! You know? The best.
I feel so much better. You're the best, man.
I'm the best man?
No, I meant...
I know what you meant.
The commercial's really cute, and gotta love that chicken burger hoodie. I want one now.
Absolutely.
Season 10 of Letterkenny will be out on Christmas Day. The Letterkenny crew is also gearing up for a live tour of Canada in the new year. You can find the details on our website.
And speaking of Charm Diamond Centers, CTV and Charm Diamond Centers want to help you give the gift of charm.
The holidays are just around the corner, and you could win a $2,500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers to help express your love for that special someone, or, you know, spend it on yourself.
To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca and follow the contest prompts. You can enter once per day until Saturday at 5, and the winner will be announced December the 10th.
Good luck.
So Steve Murphy's auction continues. One more tie. Tonight's the night.
If you would like to own a Steve Murphy tie of your own, here's your shot.
All right, we've got something interesting for last. The 6th tie in the Christmas Daddies tie auction, a personal favorite, a piece of art. Well, it's a piece of cloth, but it's a tie that you can buy with all the proceeds going to Christmas Daddies. Go to christmasdaddies.org. Thank you very much, everybody.
Leading up to and including his final night on air tonight, Steve has been donating his ties to Christmas Daddies so they can be auctioned off for the cause. For the chance to bid on the tie Steve is wearing tonight on his last night on the anchor desk, head to christmasdaddies.org.
And by the way, Steve will be at Christmas Daddies on Saturday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
do not fret. Time for our last laugh, an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, we've shared this one before, but in honor of Steve Murphy's last night, we just had to share it again.
I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. Baby, how you feeling? Woo, girl, need to kick off your shoes. Gotta take a deep breath, time to focus on you. All the big fights, long nights that you've been through. I got a bottle of tequila I've been saving for you. Boss up and change your life.
Forever in a suit, right?
I hope he gets a little bit of time outside of the suit.
Time to take the suit off. Yeah, so I'm also working on a TikTok that I'm going to post tomorrow that does involve Steve, so stay tuned for that.
Excellent. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
Here's Jay.
Coming up next, it was all about the kids, including this one.
And I never felt like I was less than him. And I think that speaks to the character of who he is.
Former IWK champion child Spencer McKay and Steve Murphy always had tremendous chemistry on the IWK telethon set. Hear what those experiences meant to the young filmmaker when we come back.
We all need something gentle to take the weight off our shoulders and something plush to help us put our best foot forward. The greatest strength comes in the softest packages. Try soft and strong cashmere.
What does the excitement of playing Lotto 649 feel like? Get that 649 feeling with the guaranteed $1 million prize every draw.
At Parkland, home is more than a place. It's where we feel understood, safe, and cared for. Home is where we gather with friends, enjoy good food, and listen to music that makes us move, relax, and go back in time. It's where conversation always awaits. Here, home is where you can laugh, learn, and live your best life together.
All of the one-of-a-kind furniture and decor you know and love is still here, but now it's time to start spreading Christmas cheer. Looking for a special gift for the hard-to-buy-for person on your list? You'll find it here. Discover truly unique handcrafted gifts from local artists and around the globe. Choose from their huge selection of old-world Christmas ornaments. You may even catch a glimpse of Santa's helpers in store. Make this Christmas one of a kind at the Village Shops in Dartmouth Crossing.
Some like you to think they still build the best trucks. But according to just about anybody who's handing out awards, Ram currently builds the best trucks. So if you're shopping for a truck today, here it is. If you're shopping in the past, well, good luck with that. Ram, the #1 brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Get 3.49% financing for 96 months on our expanding inventory. Visit your Ram dealer today.
At Able Fuels, family means everything. Always has, always will. From a man with a dream over 25 years ago to the dedicated team that runs our company today, we're still a local, family-run business. Able Fuels has a reputation for always looking after our customers, and they appreciate and trust that personal connection. Order your delivery today at ablefuels.ca. And this winter, let our family take care of yours.
I'm on a mission to keep the business going in the middle of the pandemic.
Could you lose everything? Oh, yeah.
All new WSCatch Bloodline, Thursdays at 10 Eastern on Discovery.
Tonight's weather watcher is 7-year-old Claire Webster from Summerside, PEI. Claire sent us a drawing of her and her friends playing in the snow. Thank you, Claire. Great job. And we have a special weather watcher for tonight, and the artist is a little bit older than usual. 34-year-old Mark Can from Moncton sent us this piece of art saying, as a kid, I always wanted to send a weather watcher's drawing, but never did. I decided to send along this Steve Murphy fan art featuring everybody's favorite anchor walking off into the sunset after an incredible career. And Mark says, thank you, Steve. Welcome up to the CTV Atlantic weather deck, where this evening at the moment it is just on the gusty and cold side. As we take a look at the forecast for tonight around the Maritimes, you will notice a lot of falling snow icons here, but for most communities it's around a 30% chance of seeing a flurry, and for most that chance of flurries will be through the first part of this evening. Now there are some snow squalls up in the Cape Breton Highlands, and additionally it looks like there'll be a round of some wet snow, because there might actually be a little bit of rain mixed in that makes its way into the southwest of Nova Scotia during the overnight hours. So that would be for parts of Yarmouth and Shelburne counties. And if you're in Yarmouth and Shelburne counties, you should be aware that heading in towards the start of the day for tomorrow, there might be some amounts of around 1 to 5 centimeters in that snow. Otherwise, in the forecast for tomorrow, many areas do have a chance of seeing at least a few more flurries or even a couple of showers as temperatures come above the freezing mark for a number of locations. And in the northwest of New Brunswick, the light snow for tomorrow may amount up to a couple of centimeters there as well. Jason and Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. Spencer McKay is a young Halifax filmmaker chasing his dream, but for many years he was best known for his time in front of a camera as the IWK champion child who had instant chemistry with Steve Murphy.
And as soon as he heard the word retirement, he reached out and asked to share his thoughts on what Steve means to him.
My buddy, Spencer McKay.
What I've always appreciated about Steve is that he always treated you as if you were equal. As someone who has grown up with a disability, and it's hard enough to get respect as a kid, let alone when you're in my shoes. And I never felt like I was less than him. And I think that speaks to the character of who he is.
Why you love this place so much?
They're like a family to me. They never let go.
He helped to show the person I was behind the chair. I don't think he asked a single question about the disability, just who I was as a person.
You've been on this telethon, I think, every year of your life.
Yes, it's very surreal to think of it that way. For me, when we talked about me taking over his job and all those things, we were just talking like two buds that were catching up after having not seen each other for a while.
There's so many rumors going around. Is it true? Is it you, Spencer?
I have to announce, this is official. It is me. Steve, I hope that you enjoy this next chapter of your life. But more importantly, I hope that you come back for the telethon, because it's not the same without you. And I think that we need you. We need you. So don't go away forever, but enjoy this newfound chapter of your life. You've earned it.
Spencer has the perfect thing to say, like he always does, that's for sure. And speaking of the IWK Telethon, our friends at the IWK Foundation wanted to do something special to recognize Steve and all that he's done for the Children's Hospital over the years.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Gillivan from the IWK Foundation, and today I'm standing in the family lounge belonging to the critical care units at the IWK. We're here today to recognize Steve Murphy, and we're going to be putting this plaque up to honor you in this family lounge for all the efforts you've made and all the support you've given us over the years. We're very proud of everything you've done, and we're very proud of what we've been able to build with our community, and you've played the biggest part with us in that. So thank you for everything, and the best of luck, Steve, in your next phase of your life.
Fitting tribute, and it's so fitting also that it's in the family lounge, because as we said earlier, Steve really does feel like part of the family. I know he's officially part of our work family here, but even as a colleague, but as a viewer, he is loved. He is loved.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a few not so dry eyes around the Maritimes right now, realizing that there's only one newscast to go, and he has to carry through with it. So we want to be careful that we don't get too sentimental right now. But it is an incredible legacy, a career like no other in the Maritimes, and I'd go as far as saying no career quite like it in Canada. He's the best news anchor that I've ever never mind work with, but I've ever watched on television. That's for sure.
He's a quality guy, too. We thank you so much for watching tonight. Our news continues now with Steve Murphy.
Thank you, Maria and Jason. And now for this Tuesday, November 30th. Live and local, this is CTV News at 6. Tonight, ready and waiting. Maritime health officials prepare for the Omicron variant. A crucial countdown, but will there be more restrictions in New Brunswick before the holidays? The calls for change. Long-term care workers in Nova Scotia rally for better conditions. And heading south, taking advantage of the easier border crossings.
Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 6. Here is Steve Murphy.
Good evening, everyone. Cases of the new Omicron variant are popping up in this country tonight, but so far not here in the Maritime provinces, although public health in all three provinces are testing and tracking a number of people who have recently come into the region from a number of countries in southern Africa. And as CTV's Heidi Petracek has found today, they say they will be ready when Omicron does arrive.
At a COVID-19 testing center in Halifax, Nova Scotians are taking the news of the new variant in stride.
We're obviously concerned, but I think we've been safe and careful, and I think we'll just keep continuing what we've been doing.
We've been able to quell all the outbreaks as they crop up, and I'm sure that we'll be able to handle this as well if it manages to make its way here.
That likely only a matter of time, say Maritime officials. Omicron has them on alert, and Friday, the federal government notified the provinces of travelers who arrived in the region over the past 14 days from countries in southern Africa flagged by Ottawa.
We have, 10 people that were identified as being recent travelers to southern Africa.
Dr. Robert Strang says those people have been tested, along with an unknown number of travelers to PEI, and 8 were identified in New Brunswick, all now in quarantine.
We're going to continue to do that kind of surveillance, again, with PCR testing for international travelers.
The provincial labs in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick can screen for the new variant. Those results then confirmed by the National Microbiology Lab. PEI sends all its positive COVID results there anyway.
All of them are sent off regardless of the positive cases and their travel history.
We have low levels of virus circulation. We have very high levels of vaccine coverage, and we still have some strong measures in place.
As for whether any extra measures will be taken, provinces are waiting for more information.
Are we doing everything we can to protect islanders when we don't know everything yet about this variant and how effective our vaccine is against it?
It does mean that we are evaluating if there are any other additional changes and measures and recommendations that we need to consider.
Discussions that will take place in earnest this week. There is also the question as to whether Omicron will mean the return of some more restrictions for the holidays. Officials say it's still too early to tell, but they stress getting vaccinated and following public health protocols are crucial. Steve.
All right, thanks, Heidi. CTV's Heidi Petracek for us tonight in Halifax. Our last online survey from yesterday reveals a good deal of concern about this Omicron variant. We've heard from 2,400 people. 47% say they are very concerned, and 30% are concerned it will mean more restrictions. 21% say they're not concerned at all, and only 2% say they didn't even know about it. New Brunswick is reporting another COVID-19 related death today. A person in their 70s in the Fredericton area has died from the virus. The province is reporting 55 new cases today for a total of 667 active cases. 66 people are in the hospital, 15 are in intensive care, and 3 hospitals in the province are now reporting outbreaks. Horizon Health Network says an outbreak at the Miramichi Regional Hospital is affecting the intensive care unit. To this point, 1 patient has tested positive. Nova Scotia is reporting 61 new cases today. There are 33 cases in a new localized cluster in the northern zone, 24 in Halifax Central Zone, and 4 in the west. So that's a total now of 200 active cases in Nova Scotia. 13 people are in hospital, 4 are in ICU. Prince Edward Island is reporting 1 new case today. It is a contact of a previously announced case. But with 66 people in the hospital, many in New Brunswick are wondering if and when the province will introduce new restrictions. And businesses say they need to prepare for any restrictions, particularly during what is normally a very busy season. Here is CTV's Laura Brown.
There are 66 people in hospital with COVID-19, 15 of them in intensive care, and 8 are on ventilators. But the health minister still won't say if increased restrictions are on the way.
We need a long-term plan so the people of New Brunswick will really have a way to anticipate what's going to be happening.
She says that plan will be released at some point this week.
We can't predict what's going to happen in our neighboring provinces, Ontario, Quebec. We don't know what situations are going to arise down the road. What I am saying is that we're going to try to put in place something that New Brunswickers can see as predictable.
I'd say we're very concerned with the prospect of potentially more restrictions coming into play. And we've heard the same rumors that this could happen prior to Christmas.
John Wishart believes this week will be telling in determining what the next 4 weeks will look like. And he's worried about the impact any decision will have on businesses. There's also concern that increased COVID-19 cases will cause more to turn to online shopping.
It's easy, it's safe, because you don't need to leave your home. But I think something's missing if you don't do your annual pilgrimage to local stores and support local retailers. And we are especially concerned with out-of-province traffic maybe being down from PEI and Nova Scotia here, at least in the Moncton area.
Wishart says many businesses are still recovering from pandemic lockdowns.
We're in a situation now that, people are vaccinated to high levels. They're not going to take lockdowns and the issues that we had in the past.
Public Health says most in hospital currently are those who are unvaccinated. And Steve, Horizon Health says no further cases have been found at the St. John or Miramichi regional hospitals, and that staff at the Moncton Hospital believe they have that outbreak that they've been battling for the last week contained. Steve.
All right, thank you, Laura. CTV's Laura Brown in Fredericton. Nova Scotia's vaccine mandate deadline is today, but some pharmacists in charge of administering the shots say the uptake among adults is slowing down. On the other hand, CTV's Jonathan McGuinness finds the wait list is growing for children to get their COVID shots.
Booking a COVID-19 shot at this pharmacy in Halifax isn't difficult.
COVID vaccine uptake, I find, has been down. We definitely have lots of available appointments for, first, second doses.
According to the provincial COVID-19 dashboard, 85% of the province's population have at least one dose, and 81% are fully vaccinated. Numbers that are expected to climb now that children aged 5 to 11 are permitted to get the shot. Since bookings opened on Friday, approximately 1/3 of eligible children have an appointment.
So I'm fully booked for kids with more appointments coming. That's your third dose, 2 Pfizers.
Janet Pellerin works at a long-term care home. She's in for her booster shot.
I deal with a lot of residents, and I need it for my family also.
The vaccine mandate for provincial employees kicks in tonight at midnight. According to figures released today, 99% of provincial government workers, including frontline healthcare workers and educational employees, have at least one dose of vaccine. In an attempt to encourage more to roll up their sleeves, health officials are giving the unvaccinated public employees the option to choose the one-dose Janssen vaccine. This vaccine will initially be made available to people who work in high-risk settings under the mandatory vaccination protocol who would otherwise not choose to be vaccinated with an mRNA vaccine. The president of the Nova Scotia Federation of Labour sees this as an olive branch type offering to workers.
And it's good to see the province offer, some different ideas about what they can do to, keep people that are working in the system vaccinated I would say that they're erring on the side of caution on safety.
Employees who fall under the mandate and would like a dose of the Janssen vaccine should make it known to their employer, who will then inform the province, and appointments will be arranged. Nova Scotia received 250 doses of Janssen vaccine. Jonathan McGuinness, CTV News, Halifax.
Long-term care workers, residents and their loved ones banded together today to call on the Nova Scotia government to support the sector. The employees say they are overworked and underpaid, and they want the province to take immediate action. Here is CTV's Natasha Pace.
This rally in Halifax was one of 25 demonstrations that took place across Nova Scotia today, all part of a day of action calling for government to support long-term care workers and residents.
Working in the nursing home has been very exhausting to the staff.
They're working short on a continuous basis. They're being mandated 12, 24, 36-hour shifts because there's not enough staff.
Residents and their loved ones showed up in solidarity with long-term care workers in Eastern Passage.
I'm supporting my girls. They look after us so well, and I love them to death.
I'm here to, like I say, to give my support to these beautiful workers who show care and compassion each and every day.
Those who work in long-term care say more staff is needed.
The weekends are the worst, and the evenings, I would say. We're looking at 2 staff members, sometimes 3, to care for 30 residents on each unit.
They also want to be paid more for the work they do.
The pay rate is just not acceptable for the work that we do here. We deserve more. The residents deserve more.
The wages are very low in nursing homes because you're working anywhere between $17 and $19 an hour.
Nova Scotia's new seniors and long-term care minister stopped by the rally in Eastern Passage.
I worked in this nursing home for 6 months during the pandemic. This is my family, and both as the minister and as their friend and colleague, I wanted to show them my support.
Adams says the PC government wants to work with the union and plans to take action to ensure each long-term care resident receives 4.1 hours of direct care per day.
So we need more staff per resident, and so the way to do that is to legislate the 4.1 hours of care per senior per day, and our government is prepared to do that.
There's no timeline on when that legislation may be introduced. Natasha Pace, CTV News, Halifax.
This isn't unexpected, but new research shows that access to timely health care in New Brunswick was worse in 2020 than in the year before. While most say they have access to a family doctor or nurse practitioner, almost half were still looking to emergency rooms and walk-in clinics in order to get help right away. Almost 20% say they couldn't get access to timely health care services within 100 kilometers of their home.
It's trending in the wrong direction. And what it also highlights is, as a system, we have to have a much stronger grasp of, for example, our family physicians, where they are, how many there are, what they're doing. And when people are not able to have timely access to their family physician or to their nurse practitioner, they do turn towards after-hours clinics and ER.
All of this new data is now available through the New Brunswick Health Council. Another benchmark is being met today at the Canada-U.S. land border, with PCR testing no longer required for Canadians who are taking just a short trip stateside. And as CTV's Nick Moore has found today, many Canadians were making the trip.
It wasn't a traffic jam.
I expected there to be a big lineup on the bridge.
But there was a clear uptick in the number of vehicles on the Ferry Point Bridge today between St. Stephen, New Brunswick and Calais, Maine, now that there is no longer the requirement for Canadians to present a negative PCR COVID-19 test when re-entering the country, so long as the trip is no longer than a 72-hour period. A few Americans were hoping for more Canadians to make the trip today.
Given you're an hour ahead, I would think they'd be here by now.
While there may not have been a mad rush here at the border today, many were eager to get over, including Roger Hashi from the St. John area, who drove to Calais today to pick up furniture he bought in March 2020.
With the intention of coming back the next day, and of course we couldn't because the border was closed. So Martin's held the furniture.
I know for myself, for fuel alone, I'll be saving so much money on the price of gas.
Any Canadian who is stateside for more than 72 hours is still bound by the requirement to show that negative PCR test taken within a 3-day time frame at the land border.
This morning, I had to get up at 3 o'clock.
Doreen Viano of Cap Palais was trying to beat that border deadline after spending a week with her American family.
The snow delayed my trip yesterday because I waited till today to come home, so
you're riding that deadline, but you're going to make it.
Yeah,
right
I am.
there. Another barrier being taken away at the border may be a sign of moving forward, but...
Well, I don't think it's a sign that COVID-19 is going to go away anytime soon.
Nick Moore, CTV News, Calais, Maine.
Thank you, Nick. And online tonight, we're asking, will you consider going to the United States in the next 6 months now that a PCR COVID-19 test is not required? And the answers are yes, I can't wait to travel, and this makes it much easier. Or no, I'm more comfortable staying close to home. Or I had no plans to travel anyway. Tell us what you think. ctvnewsatlantic.ca. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Halifax-Yarmouth is forging ahead with plans to build up to 20 single-occupant temporary emergency crisis shelters on parish properties, and it's hoped the shelters will be in place by Christmas Eve. In a release today, the Archbishop Brian Dunn says they've identified 8 potential sites, with each accommodating 1 to 5 shelters. The Archbishop says the shelters have been designed in accordance with safety and municipal standards. At a cost of $11,500 each, the overall cost is expected to be about $230,000, which the church says it's hoping to raise through donations and private grants. Happily, it appears eastern mainland Nova Scotia and Cape Breton have really dodged a bullet with the rainfall yesterday. While there aren't any reports of further damage, CTV's Ryan McDonald finds the work is only beginning to prevent future flooding in the Sydney area.
The crumbled highways and washed-out bridges in Victoria County caught a bit of a break last night, even though the clouds unleashed another heavy rainfall.
We went around today and inspected all the areas that we expected there would be flooding, and we were no worse off.
Today, classes resumed for schools in the affected areas for the first time since the storm hit a week ago today. And now, some essential workers are now being taken to their jobs by helicopter.
Nursing home and hospital staff, Nova Scotia Health Authority has set that up, and it's there at their disposal.
I know for a fact that CBRM has received the permits that they were waiting for to move forward with additional phases of the flood mitigation work.
In the south end of Sydney, CBRM's mayor says the final permits for the next steps in flood prevention were approved last week at about the same time that the so-called flood zone was under quite a bit of water again. But the mayor says the city's plans are not a final fix. She sees it as an ongoing fight against climate change.
This is going to continue to happen, so we need to have conversations at the municipal level, talking to our provincial and federal partners and counterparts in what's available out there.
Meanwhile, for homeowners in CBRM who are looking for compensation for flood abasements and property damage, Mayor McDougall says that's not something the municipality has jurisdiction over.
It is absolutely a provincial issue, so disaster financial assistance is administered through the province.
Back along the Cabot Trail, officials say now that last night's rain didn't worsen any shoulder washouts, work can really get going on the long cleanup.
We're at a waiting game right now.
Parks Canada has said it will be a week or two to fix this gaping hole in the highway. Some other repairs will take months. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Thank you, Ryan. Still ahead for us tonight, cloudy periods and cold temperatures, few areas of flurries, and Kaylin's forecast details are coming up in just a few minutes. Also in the second half hour tonight, a wrap-up conversation with a guest who's appeared on this broadcast frequently and in several prominent roles over the past 25 or 30 years. That's after 6:30. Coming next, a court fight brewing over harvesting forestry resources on traditional land.
We have chosen these defendants because they are the largest landowners in New Brunswick.
Well, the Stuckey communities in New Brunswick take legal action over land claims. A look at what's at stake. Next on CTV News at 6.
With Toyota's RAV4 lineup, there's more out there to experience. So go make more happen in your RAV4. Go from city roads to country roads, filling up at all the right stops. Go discover places only few people have gone before. And when you go, let all the little details make every day a little more special. Because you can experience more in your RAV4. Discover the RAV4 for you.
Tropicana orange juice provides 100% of your daily vitamin C in every glass. One more way to add goodness to your day.
Find your happy places while you're away from home with 2 times the points on hotels and car rentals. The American Express Aeroplan Business Reserve Card. Don't do business without it.
You never expect that your newborn baby might need life-saving care. If it wasn't for a ventilator at the IWK's neonatal intensive care unit helping my son breathe, he wouldn't be here today.
A ventilator saved Bruin's life. The IWK urgently needs to purchase new specialized ventilators to support critically ill babies. Please make a donation now to help patients like Bruin.
Black Friday continues at The Brick. Get up to 60% off in-store clearance inventory, like one-of-a-kind product, floor models, and new open box items. Check out tons of unadvertised product in stock and ready to go. At The Brick, saving you more.
At Able Fuels, family means everything. Always has, always will. From a man with a dream over 25 years ago to the dedicated team that runs our company today, we're still a local, family-run business. Able Fuels has a reputation for always looking after our customers, and they appreciate and trust that personal connection. Order your delivery today at ablefuels.ca. And this winter, let our family take care of yours.
On behalf of Nova Scotia's teachers, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Steve for his many years of service to Maritimers. We wish you all the very best in this exciting new chapter in your life. And be well.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, Sunday at 8, 9 Mountain, only on CTV.
This segment brought to you by
Chris Brothers, Atlantic Canada's Deli.
Big sell-off in Toronto today with a drop of 489 points, 20,659.99 on Omicron fears. Venture down, though, by much less, 15 points lower, 939. In New York, a drop today of 652, and the Nasdaq is down by 245. Tokyo closed with a drop today of 462. London was off by 50.50. The Canadian dollar did trade today, but we've left out the amounts, and we'll get back to you in just a moment on those. The gold quote tonight, $17.7420. That's a drop of $11. And oil down $3.20, $66.75 U.S. per barrel. B2 Gold Corporation was the most actively traded stock in Toronto. Here are local interest stock quotes now from CTV News at 6. Six Wolastoqey communities in New Brunswick are headed back to court. They are seeking a new land title claim with the provincial and federal governments that would see them compensated for allowing commercial operations on their traditional lands. With reaction to today's court filing, CTV's Allison Sampson.
Today, the Wolastoqey Nation filed a new version of a title claim they first had filed last October. This time, they've named several major corporations as defendants, in addition to the provincial and federal governments, among them J.D. Irving Limited and NB Power.
We have chosen these defendants because they are the largest landowners in New Brunswick, and they have had a history of getting land from the province without paying a fair price for it. That is our land that the province gave away for a song.
In a claim filed last year, the First Nations were seeking title to the lands, while a new claim also seeks compensation from the Crown for allowing commercial operations on their traditional land. The Premier said he had not yet seen the new claim when he spoke with media earlier today.
The whole debate here is around the treaty rights and obligations, and I mean that's where it all stems, and so what I think or don't think isn't the basis for this. It's what do the legal rights require, and how do we ensure that we follow them, and that's what this whole court challenge is about. And
Premier Higgs said government and the Wolastoqey chiefs are planning to meet sometime before the year ends. If the Wolastoqey win their claim, they would essentially become the landlords in the forestry lands in question, giving them a say in harvesting.
It is our responsibility to keep folks accountable for their actions and for taking our land. And we want to be able to do what is right. We want to be able to share, the resources, and we want to be able to be a part of the process as we've been asking for many years.
The Wolastoqey Nation says the title claim is a lengthy process, and it would likely take at least a decade for the title claim to get to trial.
It sets us back, but, we've been waiting for centuries. And we're not, to quote Chief Ross from another interview he did, we're not going anywhere. Governments come and go, but our nation stays.
CTV News reached out to the 7 defendants listed in the claim. 3 replied, including NB Power, saying they cannot comment on an ongoing court matter. Allison Sampson, CTV News, Fredericton.
And here, as promised, is today's dollar information. Canadian dollar trading with a drop today of 17/100s, closing at 78.17 cents in U.S. money. Still ahead, the federal government keeps a close eye on the new COVID Omicron variant. The number of confirmed cases is growing. The very latest on that in the second half hour. Next, though, a mix of sun and cloud and a mix of flurries and showers for the Maritimes for midweek Wednesday. Meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell with the Maritimes' favorite forecast next on CTV News at 6.
Find redefined style moments. Relax and safe moments. Rare snap moments. Find your RS moment. Introducing the first ever Chevrolet Equinox RS. Find new roads.
The next Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $32 million. Download the Atlantic Lottery mobile app or visit alc.ca to start playing today.
New Tim's espresso beverages are made with 100% ethically sourced premium Arabica beans, customized and handcrafted just for you. Try the new cinnamon caramel oat latte at your local Tim's.
There are important moments in life when you need the right advice. When a change in your career sees you move in a different direction. Or when you make the move to sell the family home. When you have the freedom to take an early retirement. Or when a loved one's health takes an unforeseen turn. We're here to guide you with experienced financial advice when it matters most.
On behalf of the Nova Scotia Nurses Union, I would like to thank Steve for his insights and dedication to keeping Nova Scotians informed. We'll miss seeing you weekdays at 6, but look forward to your future projects. All the best, Steve.
Eastlink Smart Home and Security, now free for 3 months. From smart locks, thermostats, cameras, and more. Always know what's going on at home, wherever you are, all from your phone. Smart Home and Security. It's simple stuff. Eastlink. Hello, simple.
All of the one-of-a-kind furniture and decor you know and love is still here, but now it's time to start spreading Christmas cheer. Looking for a special gift for the hard-to-buy-for person on your list? You'll find it here. Discover truly unique handcrafted gifts from local artists and around the globe. Choose from their huge selection of old-world Christmas ornaments. You may even catch a glimpse of Santa's helpers in store. Make this Christmas one of a kind at the Village Shops in Dartmouth Crossing.
What the hell happened? The health of our patients must be our focus.
The Resident, all new, tonight at 8/9 Mountain, only on CTV.
This segment brought to you by
Chris Brothers, Atlantic Canada's Deli.
Cool day, a few clouds are seen here in the old home port of St. John this afternoon. It looks like a November sky to me. It sure felt like November as well with those temperatures. Meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell joining us from the CTV Weather Center.
Yeah, I'd say it felt like the end of November, which of course it was for today. And we had those colder temperatures. We also have a little bit of snow to talk about in that forecast. Just want to make sure nobody gets caught off guard by that. We'll get into the details in just a second. Let's take a look, though, at weather conditions across the country. Now, unfortunately, once again, around parts of BC, the south of BC, they are underneath a series of rainfall warnings. Some areas expecting 50 to 80 millimeters, even higher up into the more mountainous regions. They are now contending with their third period of heavy rain within the last several days. And of course, that follows in behind that extreme flooding event that they saw not too long ago. Edmonton sitting at 2 degrees. Calgary sitting at around 7. There's some deep cold still around northern areas of the country. Yellowknife -28. Some of that breaking down to northern areas of Manitoba. So Thompson, Manitoba at -20. Definitely chill in the air around Thunder Bay and Sudbury. Toronto sitting at 2 degrees and -2 at Ottawa, -3 at Montreal. We're also colder here in the Maritime region. As you can see, -5 at Fredericton this hour, -2 at Halifax and Charlottetown. St. John's and the Avalon Peninsula of Newfoundland, though, sitting at 6 degrees. We have one warning in effect. It's for northern Inverness County. It's for the Cape Breton Highlands. Potential of seeing some total snowfall amounts of around 15 to 25 centimeters in some snow squalls. Now, those snow squalls look like they might be active now. They're likely to be around through the first part of tonight. They should be diminishing as we move into the overnight hours. Now, as those snow squalls wind down, an area of snow with potentially a little bit of rain mixed in arrives into the southwest of Nova Scotia. And there are areas of Yarmouth and Shelburne counties in particular that could pick up some local snowfall amounts for around 1 to 5 centimeters. That could be around for the start of your day for tomorrow, so just a heads up on that. And it looks like that quick burst of snow could actually move up the south shore of Nova Scotia and even towards the Halifax area. And because this is arriving at a time of the day when the temperatures are still going to be on the chilly side, it could leave some accumulations of around a few centimeters all the way up the south shore and into Halifax. Again, that's for tomorrow morning. Now, as it continues to make its way eastward as we head into Wednesday afternoon, temperatures do start to rise above the freezing mark, so it's likely to turn over to more of a mixture of some snow and some rain at that time. And in behind it, there will be a chance of some spotty showers even into the southwest of Nova Scotia. In the meantime, where temperatures will be colder in the northwest of New Brunswick for tomorrow, you can see the blue showing up there. That is likely to be a period of light snowfall that again could lead to some local amounts of around 1 to 5 centimeters. So that's what sort of shows up here as we take a look at the potential for some additional snow over the next 24 hours. Just a heads up, you'll notice a lot of these amounts coming in trace around Halifax down the south shore. Could again be up to around a few centimeters, and then certainly that local 1 to 5 possible in the southwest and that 1 to 5 up in the northwest of New Brunswick. Lows in the forecast for tonight, coldest in the north of New Brunswick, falling into a range around -13 to -9, though -7 there for Miramichi. Around -3, -4 for Prince Edward Island for tonight. A lot of lows for Nova Scotia, around -5 to -1. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow across northern areas of New Brunswick in the range around -3 to -1. Again, some light snow flurries, especially in the northwest. A chance of flurries for Grand Manan and St. John for tomorrow, but you'll notice temperatures down to the south of the province a little bit more on the milder side, between 0 and 4 degrees. High temperatures, that is. For Prince Edward Island, the forecast tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud during the day, highs between 1 and 3 degrees. Maybe some flurries that arrive for Wednesday evening. For Cape Breton tomorrow, high temperatures 2-3 degrees. Some late day mixture of flurries and showers possible. Near 3, the high temperatures for eastern areas of mainland Nova Scotia. Northern and central parts of the province with high temperatures tomorrow between 2 and 5 degrees. Again, watch for the possibility of that accumulating morning snowfall. And then down into the southwest of Nova Scotia, highs between 4 and 6 degrees, but you may start off with some snowfall amounts of around 1 to 5 centimeters in parts of the southwest. In the 7-day forecast for New Brunswick, Thursday sees a mixture of snow and rain return Thursday night. And then that clears out on Friday. And behind it, colder air for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. And temperatures moderate a little bit on Monday, only because another weather system arrives. That one looking like a mixture of snow and rain as well. For Nova Scotia, in the forecast on Thursday, increasing cloudiness during the day, rain arriving Thursday night, and then clearing through on Friday. Colder temperatures in behind it for the weekend. Chance of flurries on Saturday. More rain in the forecast next Monday. And for Prince Edward Island in the forecast, got rain arriving Thursday night and then clearing through Friday. In behind it, colder air, so that gives us a chance of flurries on Saturday. Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud. Temperatures on the colder side, and a mix of snow and rain on Monday. Steve.
All right, thank you, Kaylin. And still ahead, before we check in with Kaylin once more at just before 7, the efforts to track Omicron in this country. The latest COVID variant, of course, causing concern as new cases are turning up in the country. Next, though, he's worn many hats over the years. His latest as the TD Bank Group Deputy Chair of Wholesale Banking. The former Premier of New Brunswick, Frank McKenna, swept to power in 1987. He's been here in his many roles as Premier, philanthropist, businessman, ambassador. He's here with us one more time next.
Wake up your breakfast with the new spicy habanero bacon and egg McMuffin, only at McDonald's.
At every OK Tire store, you'll find a local owner who lives in your community, proudly offering full auto service. When you shop with us, you're shopping local. OK Tire. Service, repair, and tires. It's going to be okay.
It's the Christmas Daddies 50-50 draw. Help support local families in need, and you might take home half the jackpot. Ticket sales end December 5th at midnight, and only available online at christmasdaddies.org.
This holiday season, give the gift of local. Supporting your local bookseller supports Maritime authors and publishers. Slowpoke is a heartwarming picture book about an iron ore mine horse and a shy young miner on Bell Island. A Very Silly Alphabet is an illustrated collection of quirky and delightful read-aloud poems. And be inspired by stories of excellence and determination in amazing Atlantic Canadian women.
Find these new titles and more at your local bookstore or visit nimbus.ca.
I'm not Santa, I'm Paul from English Jewelers.
Is this English Jewelers?
Sure is.
Santa sent us from the North Pole to find English Jewelers.
Well, come on in, let's go. What about this?
Mrs. Claus is going to love it.
Son of a nutcracker, that's a huge rock.
Even Mrs. Claus doesn't go blingless because Santa goes to English.
Let's clear the air about vaping. Vapes can contain nicotine, making them highly addictive. They contain harmful chemicals that can lead to lung damage. And let's not sugarcoat it. Candy, fruit, and mint-flavored vapes hook kids. The sale of flavored e-cigarettes and e-juice is illegal in Nova Scotia. If you have information about illegal vape products, contact Crime Stoppers. You may be eligible for a cash award up to $2,000. Report it. Don't support it.
There's still a chance we can save Mom and Josh.
You're gonna be all right.
Oh my God.
The can't miss season finale of La Brea. Tonight at 9/10 Mountain, only on CTV. Then stream anytime.
Silent night as the angels sing.
Closed captioning brought to you by Carrie Underwood's My Gift, the special edition. Out now.
This segment brought to you by
Chris Brothers, Atlantic Canada's Deli.
Over the years, I've been privileged to interview a great many people on this 6 o'clock newscast, and before that on Live at 5. That includes, of course, political and business leaders and diplomats, medical authorities, commanders of the military, religious leaders, people from show business, writers, performers, sports figures, and many others, of course, who've shared personal stories born of their own experiences, both triumphant and tragic. I don't know exactly how many interviews there have been over the years, but the number is in the several thousands. And the Daily News, of course, has produced some very frequent guests, particularly during the pandemic, premiers and ministers and the chief medical officers of health. But looking back over the entirety of my time here, few people have appeared on this broadcast more in 35 years and in more different roles than our guest tonight. The Honourable Frank McKenna. He's been interviewed here, Frank, as a political candidate back in the 80s, as opposition leader, then as Premier of New Brunswick, as ambassador to the United States, as a host of presidents in the Maritimes, university alumni, fundraiser, public philanthropist, maritime advocate, and now as deputy chair of TD Financial Group. It's great of you to come on one more time. Good to see you, Frank.
Well, thank you for saying that. And it's true, we've shared a lot of airtime together and talked to your audiences on frequent occasions, some of them extraordinarily tragic, others very joyful. But it's been a pleasure to be in your living room.
Frank, there are a lot of topics we could discuss tonight, but I thought I'd like to focus on the things that I think perhaps you're best known for, politics and media, and how things have changed over the years, maybe for the better and for the worse. But to set it up, I want to press rewind for one moment to that night you were first elected Premier of New Brunswick, which was on the 13th of October, 1987. Just take a listen.
Challenge you to share with me the responsibility and the excitement of leading this great province. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your support.
There he is, the leader of the Liberal Party, the Premier of New Brunswick, Premier-elect Frank McKenna.
He said it short.
That was the start, Frank, of your 10 years as Premier of New Brunswick. And I look at the enthusiasm that you displayed that night, the big smile on your face, and I wonder, would you be quite so enthusiastic about beginning 10 years in politics today, given the climate we're in?
Well, that's a terrific question. By the way, I've never heard that clip before. I've never looked back to that election night before. I've never looked back to any of my elections or leadership. And I don't know the reason. I've always viewed life through the windshield, not through the rearview mirror. And so it's kind of fun to listen. But I think it would be very different today. I have to tell you candidly that every moment that I was in public life, I loved it. I felt I was doing something important. Rightly or wrongly, I felt like I was trying to improve the lives of citizens. Today, it's a very, very tough job. The media is different. It's exacerbated and certainly compounded by the presence of social media. There's just so much coming in all the time that just never ever seems to go away. And I don't think that modern political people are able to take that much pressure without wearing down. So I applaud the people who stand and serve under those circumstances.
It's interesting. I think you've summed up so much in that very concise answer. I want to open it up just a little bit on the question of social media. Social media really began with the 24-hour news cycle and the technology that enabled it. When you get into politics, you had to deal with the legislature, press gallery, and you had to deal with guys like me and a few other people. But it's almost an insatiable appetite for news and controversy and scandal. Is it even possible, I suppose, to be in politics now without the division that all of this has bred?
Well, some people rise above it, I think, and leave with their head high. I know lots of leaders, in fact, across the country. I'm impressed with the caliber of people who actually serve, but there's no doubt that you get ground down. It's just inevitable. Every movement you make is being recorded. You've got people who, behind the anonymity of social media, will say anything under the sun, and all of that's hard. It's hard on a politician, and it's hard on the politician's family as well. Mm-hmm. In spite of that, I think we get good people serving. I witnessed Stephen McNeil leaving Nova Scotia with his head high, and some would disagree with him, some would agree with him, but nobody would doubt about his sincerity in serving. I look at Andrew Fury now in Newfoundland, Labrador, moving from a very interesting medical practice. Mm-hmm. The Premier of Nova Scotia, I watch him every night, seems to be doing a great job focusing on his priorities, and the Premier of Prince Edward Island in our region is a very impressive person. So we are getting good people, but we do have to be careful, Steve, as followers. We could have the best leaders in the world, but they need good followership too, if we're going to move the dial.
I'm not going to get into why you didn't include the Premier in New Brunswick in your list. If this were another day, I might ask.
No, look, you do me a favor by mentioning it. I worked closely with him on files and have considerable admiration for him. He's been very stoic during the pandemic, and so I applaud him on that. No, it was by inadvertence, I can assure you. I think we're blessed with the quality of the leaders we have.
Frank, what would be your overall impression of the way the media generally, and I'm not really talking about social media, but the mainstream news media, for lack of a better term, the way the media are covering politics, and particularly the important political issues of the day?
Yeah, the great journalists are still doing great work. You know why people like to be on your show, Steve? It wasn't because you were easy, it wasn't because you were ill-informed, it's because you were fair, and you gave us a chance to express yourself. People might not like what we have to say, but we had a chance to say it. That's not so much the case now. The media are interpreting what we're trying to say without giving us a fair chance to say it. There's more gotcha journalism now, where people are more interested in embarrassing a leader than in illuminating an issue. But having said that, the great journalists are still the great journalists. I look across the country and I watch people either on television or read their columns, and as soon as I read it, I say, that's well researched, it's fair, it's good journalism. So there still is good journalism around, and I don't think we should despair on that account.
Finally, people have lost trust in many of our institutions. It's not just politics, it's not just the church, it's not just business, it's also the media. And in general terms, what explains the loss of trust in things that many of us grew up in deep reverence of? What can be done to rebuild the lost trust, Frank?
Yeah, I think that's a hard one. You know, we're going to need better leadership south of the border. When you get almost half the country doubting the legitimacy of the election of their president, it makes it pretty difficult to trust. And when you get a president who's basically saying that the media are lying to you and it's false news, it gets very difficult to trust. But I think we shouldn't despair in Canada at this stage. We still have a country where we respect the role of government and where we tend to be prepared to follow good political leadership. And I think, if anything, I just leave you with some advice that I received from great people, and that is to lead with conviction. At the end of the day, it's not about looking at the polls, not about putting your finger up, but it's about what you truly believe in your heart and soul, and go out and sell that. And people may not agree with you, but they most certainly will respect you. And I think we need more conviction politics than we're getting at the present time.
I appreciate this interview and all the interviews over the years. I don't know how many exactly there are, but I do know there have been more than a few, and we appreciate them all. Frank, you.
Well,
thank you, Frank.
And let me thank you, Steve. You've given voice to issues and personalities now for 35 years plus, and we're grateful for your leadership. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Frank. Thank you very much. All the very best to you and Mrs. McKenna. Hope to see you again.
Thank you now. All right, bye.
The Honourable Frank McKenna, in his many roles as a prominent citizen of the Maritimes these last 35 years. Back in just a moment with more here on CTV News at 6.
Saturdays happen. Pain happens. Aleve. Aleve provides fast pain relief that lasts up to 12 hours. When pain happens, Aleve. Fast acting, long lasting.
We all need something gentle to take the weight off our shoulders, and something plush to help us put our best foot forward. The greatest strength comes in the softest packages. Try soft and strong cashmere.
Rollover data, only at Eastlink. Don't lose your unused data. Cozy up and share, post, or stream all season long. Any unused data rolls over. It's simple stuff. Eastlink. Hello, simple.
It's been a tough year for Canadians from all walks of life. More people than ever are concerned about their money and their debt, and that's not surprising. If you're worrying about your job, or struggling to pay your rent or your mortgage, or carrying more debt than you can manage, call Grant Thornton. We'll work with you to customize a debt solution that's right for you. Your future self will thank you.
Debt-free starts today. Call Grant Thornton at 1-844-4GT-DEBT for a free consultation.
You haven't missed it. Black Friday continues at the Brick Mattress Store. Get 50% off this Springwall Eurotop Pocket Coil Set. And this Springwall mattress, all sizes are in stock. Only $2.99 each. The Brick Mattress Store. The right mattress, guaranteed.
I'm not Santa. I'm Paul from English Jewelers.
Is this English Jewelers?
Sure is.
Santa sent us from the North Pole to find English Jewelers.
Well, come on in. Let's go. What about this?
Mrs. Claus is going to love it.
Son of a nutcracker. That's a huge rock.
Even Mrs. Claus doesn't go blingless because Santa goes to Inglis.
A dementia diagnosis for someone you care about might feel like all the lights have been turned off, leaving you to fumble in the dark. A call to the Alzheimer's Society of Nova Scotia can be the first spark towards finding the support you need throughout your dementia journey. Let us help you light the way.
Get into an all-new Queens, Tuesday, December 7th, only on CTV. Then stream anytime.
Silent night as the angels sing.
Closed captioning brought to you by Carrie Underwood's My Gift, the special edition, out now.
The federal government has today announced tougher border rules to limit the spread of the new COVID variant. So as of tonight, all air travelers arriving in this country, except those coming in from the United States, will have to be tested at the airport. CTV's Glenn McGregor with details.
With Omicron variant cases rising across the world, new mandatory airport tests to slow its spread to Canada.
All air travelers coming from outside Canada, apart from the United States, will now need to be tested at the airport in which they are landing in Canada, whether they are vaccinated or unvaccinated. They will then need to isolate themselves until they get the result of their test.
The government is also completely barring foreign travelers who spent time in Nigeria, Malawi, or Egypt in the previous 2 weeks, on top of the 7 southern African nations already on the no-fly list. It will consult with provinces to see, if needed in future, arrival tests could also be used for travelers coming from the U.S., by air or by land. And the government is asking its Immunization Advisory Committee for guidance on accelerating booster shots.
I want to ask all Canadians to remain cautious and prudent. The pandemic is not over.
Today, a new case of the variant reported in Alberta and another in BC, added to the previously confirmed cases in Ontario and Quebec.
We don't know yet whether or not vaccine effectiveness will be impacted by this variant. It's too early to tell.
44 Omicron cases have been detected in 11 European Union countries. Europe officials tried to soothe growing fears, saying all cases so far have shown either mild symptoms or none at all.
The current vaccines provide protection, and we need to ensure that those who are eligible for boosting get the booster doses.
The World Health Organization today again warned against imposing travel bans, saying they don't work and can adversely impact global health efforts during a pandemic by disincentivizing countries to report and share epidemiological and sequencing data.
As of today, anyone over the age of 12 must be fully vaccinated before boarding a train or domestic flight. With the holiday season approaching, the government isn't adding any new requirements for travel within Canada, at least for now. Glenn McGregor, CTV News, Ottawa.
All right, and still to come here on CTV News, meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell with a few words about the weather for work and school Wednesday morning.
My doctor recommended TELUS Living Well Companion. It's a personal emergency response service that can call for help at the push of a button, when I'm at home or even when I'm out walking Henry. Plus, with automatic fall detection, it can call emergency support if I can't. It's given my family peace of mind and me my independence.
For a limited time, get Living Well Companion for the best price ever on a 1-year term.
The high-quality products that we make here on PEI start with the high-quality milk produced right here on our own dairy farm.
Like you, we know it's important to know where your food comes from.
That includes a place of honesty and trust. A place like Dairy Isle.
What does the excitement of playing Lotto 649 feel like? Get that 649 feeling with the guaranteed $1 million prize every draw.
I've really come to feel at home here on the East Coast. Outside of my legal practice at McGillivray Law, I enjoy a number of activities. One of them is dance. It's a pursuit that makes me appreciate the ability to move freely. As an injury lawyer, I often represent people who've lost some mobility, whether through a car accident or some other type of injury. That is why it is so important that they receive the insurance benefits they deserve. Treatment can often mean gaining back mobility. At McGillivray Law, we put our clients' well-being first.
You don't ever get over losing a limb. There are still really tough days for sure. But 3 years after the accident, I'm on a good path. I'm back doing things that doctors never thought I'd do again. McGillivray Law managed my insurance claim when I was focused on physio and recovery. They fought for the best settlement to help me rebuild my life. And then 3 days after they won the case, they called and offered me a job. So when you call McGillivray Law, you're going to talk to people who know what you're going through and know how to help.
It's the Best Buy Cyber Monday sale. Save over 50% on this 5-liter Insignia air fryer at Best Buy.
All of the one-of-a-kind furniture and decor you know and love is still here, but now it's time to start spreading Christmas cheer. Looking for a special gift for the hard-to-buy-for person on your list? You'll find it here. Discover truly unique handcrafted gifts from local artists and around the globe. Choose from their huge selection of old-world Christmas ornaments. You may even catch a glimpse of Santa's helpers in store. Make this Christmas one of a kind at the Village Shops in Dartmouth Crossing.
This segment brought to you by Robin's new Ski Lodge Cocoa and the new ham and Swiss toasted pretzel bagel sandwich.
-1 degree on the Halifax drive home tonight across the Angus L. Macdonald Bridge. Meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell's outside in the -1 degree.
Yeah, and it's chilly out here, but it seems like the wind has come down just a little bit, which is nice. Winds across the Maritime region should be diminishing a little bit as we move through the overnight. I'll take a look at our viewer picture for tonight. So, of course, we know about the flooding damage in Cape Breton, eastern areas of Nova Scotia, including the washout of this bridge in the Tarbert Vale area in Cape Breton. But Bob wanted to bring us a picture of what the bridge looked like before that damage occurred, and mentioned that it was one of his favorite spots to view the fall colors. So I want to thank Bob very much for sharing that with us. Let's talk about the forecast for tomorrow. So first of all, during the overnight hours and into the start of the day for tomorrow, there may be a little round of snow that comes up through the southwest of Nova Scotia. It may leave some local snowfall amounts of around 1 to 5 centimeters overnight tonight in parts of Yarmouth and Shelburne counties, and then leave some snowfall amounts of up to around a couple centimeters up the South Shore and even into the Halifax area to start the day for tomorrow. Other areas in the Maritimes, mostly on the cloudy and cold side. Now, heading into Wednesday afternoon, that round of snow continues eastward in Nova Scotia, making its way into Cape Breton. But at that point in time, temperatures start to come up above the freezing mark, so it's more likely to be a wetter snow or mixing in with some rain. In behind it, there will be a chance of some spotty showers down towards the southwest of Nova Scotia. And up in the northwestern corner of New Brunswick, there's expected to be some light snow for the afternoon that may bring in some local amounts of around 1 to 5 centimeters of snow. And for the final time from the CTV Atlantic Weather Deck, thank you, Steve, and back to you.
Kaylin, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. Lisa LaFlamme now from the National Newsroom.
Tonight, the cruel side effects of COVID are adding up.
It's backlogs in surgery, it's mental health.
From long wait times to short staffing, the damage to an already fragile healthcare system. That's later on CTV National News.
Thank you, Lisa. Just a few words before we go tonight. The American essayist and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once offered this advice: cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and give thanks continuously. And then he added, because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. In his words. Now, in almost 45 years of broadcasting, 35 years on this TV station, close to 29 years in this chair and the one before it, a great deal of good has come to me, and tonight I am full of gratitude. I was in the beginning blessed with very good and ethical parents and a wonderful family, my children and people who have loved and supported me. I had the immense good fortune to get a good basic education from teachers who also encouraged me to develop the skills that got me into a newsroom where some real professionals put up with me, taught me a lot more about news, and then I ran into employers, managers, news directors who were among the mentors who guided me to new opportunities and then granted me the freedom to do pretty much what I wanted to do the way I wanted to do it. And through all of it, I have stood on the shoulders of colleagues on both sides of the cameras whose work has often brought me credit I just didn't deserve. And in recent years, first among the many are Julie Caswell, Bill Dix, Leo Carter, and Joanne Clancy, who have produced this broadcast. Sitting here is a tiny part of it. They do all the hard lifting. And none of it would have happened without all of you who've listened and watched as I, in the words of the great Edward R. Murrow, agitated the air. Many have kindly sent cards and messages and texts and tweets and even a few mementos about the way I've agitated the air, for which I am moved and grateful. For all of those things, all of those people, all of you people who've contributed to my advancement, I again say thank you. Have a good evening and be well.
CTV News, the Maritime's #1 newscast.